Good morning. I am Bionce Foxx, radio and TV personality, and I'm very happy to be here today. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, please excuse my dress, but I thought I was going to be in the chopper this morning, and it's like 0 degrees, and I was not going to be cold. I usually wear a suit when I present, but please excuse my casual look. But I'm glad I'm casual because this is all about me getting to know what you guys want to do and you getting to know me. So I'm not going to talk that long about myself because that seems very pretentious. I want to know what you guys want to know from me. So we're going to have a nice little Q&A where you guys can ask me questions, make comments, anything you want. Not only related to the industry, broadcasting, but you can ask me absolutely anything and I will answer it to the best of my ability. As Bill stated, I have been on WGCI for 8 years. I was their Whispers in the Dark DJ. Who used to listen to that show? Anybody? Okay, the little sexy show. Whew. I used to get some phone calls on that show. Anyway, and then I was promoted about a year and a month later to middays, and I was middays from 2002 until 2009. So I did a good 8 years at WGCI. After that, I went and I was a producer on Power 92, not for Power 92, but I was on their airwaves with a brokered show called True Star Radio. Anybody heard of that? Used to come on Sunday nights on Power 92. That was a stint that I did with True Star Media, and that's a media company that deals with all teens and young adults. They have a magazine, the radio show, digital media, everything, and it's all operated by like 13 and up to 18-year-olds. So that was really incredible experience. I did that for a couple of years. And while doing that, I was an instructor here at ICB teaching Radio 1 and 2. Absolutely loved it. And then I was promoted to education coordinator here at ICB. Absolutely loved it. But then I moved on last April. I left to pursue some other opportunities, and it's been a whirlwind. I went to Las Vegas for a couple of months to get my head clear and say, okay, what are you gonna do now? You've pretty much done a lot in Chicago. So I thought about relocating, and for whatever reasons, that didn't quite work out. Thought I was gonna move to Vegas, but I was just there temporarily. Came back here and boom, great opportunity, made a phone call, got called in the next day, and I've been doing news and traffic reporting ever since. So within the last 6 months, I've been on about 7 different radio stations reporting news and traffic. I've been in the chopper for Sky 5 reporting traffic. I've been on WBEZ doing traffic and news, WCPT AM, the progressive talk station. What else? I'm an anchor on CLTV doing traffic. I'm also a producer on WGN for the anchor on WGN. So I've done quite a bit, and it's been a whirlwind of experience, and I'm still learning as I go along. I don't know everything, and one of my dreams was to be on TV. And back in November, there was this huge fire on the north side, and I was on CLTV. So all of a sudden, the news director runs down to me and she's like, oh my God, we need you on Channel 9 right now. And I was like, oh, Channel 9, the superstation, really? So they gave me the IFB, that's this little thing that you wear, a microphone, and they were like, go for it. No experience in TV whatsoever in a major market. You know, I've done cable shows and little stuff like that. And there's this camera, and it's the big WGN, and it's 5 o'clock news, and here I am. I'm like, all right, you're either gonna sink or swim. So I guess I swim because I'm still there. But you know, I was on with the major anchors, which was like a big deal, Mark Sapelsa and Lourdes Duarte, and it was just such a thrill. Finally, I reached my goal of being on television. And since, I've been on Channel 5 and Channel 9 a few more times. So it's an awesome, awesome experience. Like I said, it's a whirlwind because I'm an on-demand reporter. I'm called when needed. So today, again, I thought I was gonna be in the chopper because someone called in, which is why I'm dressed this way. Because when you're up in that helicopter, it's kind of chilly. But instead, they're gonna have me do a couple of stations this afternoon. So that's where that stands. But as a broadcaster, and as you guys are learning to be broadcasters, I'm gonna just give you some pointers on what's really, really important in this industry. First of all, this industry is ever changing. You have to be really on the ball to keep up with it. Because when I was on GCI almost 5 years ago, technology has changed so much that things are not the same from when I was there just 5 years ago to how it is right now. So you guys you always have to be on the cusp of what's going on in technology. Even if you're not interested in something necessarily, learn a little bit about everything because it makes you more valuable. You know, these news outlets, these radio stations, these TV stations, they have stacks of resumes. So trust me, if you're not what they're looking for, all they have to do is go to the next resume until they find what they want. So learn everything that you can, even if there's something that you're not so interested in. For instance, I'm a traffic reporter. There are some days where I have to be a producer, where I have to sit at the desk and I'm the person getting all the information for all of the hundreds of reporters out there. So that's a high pressure job because if I get something wrong, if I say there's an accident on the outbound Dan Ryan and that accident is really on the inbound Dan Ryan, don't you think people are gonna look at me like, what is she doing? Da, 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 da. You said it was da, 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 da. You said there was one lane closed and all lanes are closed. So that's a very high pressure job and you're doing it all by yourself. You're listening to police scanners, you're listening to fire scanners, you're listening to all this stuff to find out where the accidents are. Not my favorite job to do, but guess what? I have to do it. So not only, you know, do you get the plush jobs of being on air as an anchor, but sometimes you have to do some of the grunt work as well. So when that happens, you know, don't just smile and keep it moving and learn everything you can because in the long run, it's making you more valuable. Your boss may call and say, hey, I need you to do this. Don't frown. Don't say, oh my God, I don't want to do that. Da, 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 da. You have to have a smile on your face, a lot of energy in your heart, and just go in there and knock it out because bosses are always looking. They're always watching. They look at your demeanor. They look at your willingness to jump in and fill in. Remember that first deep freeze we had like 2-3 weeks ago? I mean, that first brutal one, this right here is nothing. When we had that first one like at the beginning of January, woo, people were calling off left and right. My boss picked up the phone and called me and said, Beyonce, I need you to work in the morning. Now, when I say morning, it's early morning. The WGN news starts at 4. So what time do you think I need to be at work? 2. Well, no, not quite 2, but at least by 3:15, 3:30. So then that means I'm waking up at 2. So imagine waking up at 2 in the morning and having to go stand on a bus stop. Your bus comes like at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and it's like negative 80 degrees. Pretty tough, huh? And you have to go to work. Yeah, well, guess what? I did it. And guess what? The next day I asked her, did she need me again? And she said, yeah, I wasn't even on the schedule for those first few days. So now, as a result of me doing that, guess who she comes to in a pinch every time? Okay? Because she knows that she can depend on me. Absolutely knows that she can depend on me because if I can come out in that crazy cold weather and stand on the bus stop and be cold and, you know, it's dark and it's creepy as it is that time of morning, then of course I'm able to handle just about anything else. So that is crucial, guys. People are watching. You may not think they're watching and paying attention, but they certainly are. Work ethic is everything. You have to be on time. Be on time for class because that's going to translate into what you do when you finally get that job that you're looking for. Everything that you do, it actually starts right here at the school. When I was a teacher here, I would watch students carefully. And if they were late, I would make mental notes. Well, you know, we had to write it on the roster anyway, but I would make mental notes. 2-3 months later, they're coming to me, hey, Beyonce, can you call GCI or can you hook me up with an internship? And unfortunately, I would say absolutely not. You come to my class late every day, what makes you think I want to help you get an internship? So you can come there late so they can call me back saying, Beyonce, what are you doing? This person's always late. No. So I'm very strict when it comes to that. I don't endorse anybody who I feel is not fit for the position. And a lot of people are that way. Like, why would I want to put my name on somebody who's late all the time or who I feel is not putting enough initiative into what they're doing? So it's crucial. Again, you may not see it. You may not think people are watching and paying attention, but trust me, they are. So what happens here gets translated over into your career. It's that serious. And that's one of the reasons why I got the job doing what I'm doing now, because I used to work with my boss 10 years ago. 10 years ago when I first got into radio. And he remembered I was always on time. He remembered I was a great worker. I had good work ethic and all of that. Didn't even have an interview. When I picked up the phone to call him and say, hey, you have any positions available? I'm back from Vegas. I'm looking for some work. He said, when can you come in tomorrow? No interview, nothing. Just started just like that because he remembered what I did 10 years ago. So it carries a lot of weight, and people don't forget in this industry. And another thing, this industry is not as big as you think it is. You may think, oh, yeah, okay, I used to work for NBC. Now let me go over here to ABC. I may have messed up over there a couple of times. You know what? Those bosses, they're friends. They have dinner with each other. They go sailing with each other in the summer. People know each other. It's a very small network. All they have to do is pick up the phone and be like, yeah, when Beyonce was at NBC, what kind of person was she? And if they're like, oh man, she was good, da 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 da. Okay, no problem, thanks. Ah, she stunk. Oh, really? Okay, well, we'll skip her resume. It's true, it happens. Don't think that people don't know each other. Don't think they don't network with each other. So very small industry.